Hawaii! I'm Dila from the Hati Dila channel, and today we have my Book of Scenery Ohuhu book, not sponsored or affiliated. It's more of a marker pad. So let's get started. So I kind of feel like drawing something a little random today. I'm thinking of drawing some sort of like scenery type. So these are some Ohuhu markers, again, not sponsored or affiliated. And I'm going to use these. First, I'm going to take my green marker and just make some very like strokes near the bottom of the page to give the impression of grass. Once I make the grass, I'll get an idea of exactly what I want to do. Let me just make my grass strokes throughout the page, and just like a flicking motion, sort of like a woof in a way. And this is super fun for me, relaxing, because I'm not really thinking too much. I'm just making random strokes as I go, giving me an idea. So if it's a grass, maybe it could be some sort of scenery, maybe like a forest with like grass, maybe some flowers, is what I'm thinking. So let me go in and add in some more grass details. That looks about good. So now let me see. I know I'm going to make like a point in the middle of the paper to get an idea of like a perception point. So it gives an idea of like depth of perception. And I'm just going to draw a horizontal line over there. So that gives me an idea of how far the background should be. So let's see. Next, I'm thinking what else I could do. So I'm just gonna go in and add in some more grass until that line, because only after that line the background is going to start. So until then, I'm just gonna be flicking my wrist and making some grass all the way throughout this area. And I'm starting to see maybe this empty space over here could be like some sort of like pond or something. So it's slowly coming together. That's the best thing about random drawing, isn't it? You just kind of start with no intention in mind, and then as you just keep on doing the same thing over and over, you just get more and more ideas. So I'm just going in, making again that same sort of like flicking motion throughout this bottom half of our paper and creating like a grass thing. And I'm making a little spaced out because I'm going to color over this. And then when I do that, these grass strokes that I'm doing right now will kind of pop a little. So I'm just making more motions until I finally and ultimately finish the page. So this area could also maybe, I feel like leaving it empty and maybe putting like some other pond or something there too. So I'm just gonna go and make like an empty space so that maybe something else could go there, maybe like some mud or something. And I'm gonna fill in the rest of the empty space with grass. So let's fill in some more. So now I'm thinking I want to add like some sort of like tree. So I'm gonna go and start adding them. But wait, this is actually starting to look a little bit like a door. So I'm just gonna go in and turn this into a door. Maybe this is going to be something magical. Maybe it's like, I don't know if you've seen those movies where it's like there's a door in the middle of nowhere, then you open it and then it could be like something mysterious. So that's sort of giving me that sort of vibe. So I'm gonna go in and add in more like structured lines for this door and sort of shape it with my marker and adding in the doorknob. And I'm going to make it so it looks like the door is just a teeny bit open, like you're almost able to peek and see what's behind the door. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and add in some more details like grass. Some more grass could be used over here, some over there. Now I'm gonna go in and start some coloring. So I'm gonna color in the lake first by outlining where exactly I want this sort of like lakeish pond. And if you notice, this water pond is coming near the door. So the plan is to do like this water puddle is somehow coming through that door to create a perception maybe like some water place is behind that door. So now I fully colored in this blue sort of like puddle, water puddle as you may. And I'm going to go in and add in some more water where needed, and maybe I could do like it flows into the next patch. So I'm just going to create another outline of like this water going through, sort of like it flows into the next place. So I'm creating, maybe there's some little splashes over here, and I'm going to create another pathway for this water. Something feels a little bit off. Like, I'm not exactly sure what it is. Maybe adding like another splotch of water will help. I think it was looking good. The lines are making it a little wonky in my opinion. So the good thing is, I think I can fix this. So I'm going to go in and color in the grass after I color in the mud, and we'll see what we can do. So maybe first let me just add in this mud. Maybe it could look much better. I'm just trusting the process here, believe me, because this is looking a little not so great. Okay, so coloring in the mud. I'm using this sort of dark brown color. So now I've colored the mud and we have the water line right here. So I'm gonna go in and just use the coloring of the grass to cover the lines and see if that looks any better. So I'm going to be coloring the grass. This is on time lapse, by the way, so this looks really therapeutic right now. Talking here from voiceover. Oh yeah, that looks good. So I finally finished coloring in the grass, and we still have these lines. They're like right in my face. So I got the perfect idea. I'm going to take some paper, some scissors, and some tape and create like flowers to kind of cover that line. So this way you can't see it, and maybe I could possibly save this random drawing. So let me start crafting. This is on time lapse, and I'm just going in and kind of making these flowers by cutting pieces of paper, making an outline of the flower and coloring the outside, and then I'm cutting it so the outer color creates some sort of like border for these flowers. And then I take in some tape and I am going to tape all these flowers on the line, and trying to draw the leaves, though I think they're a little hard to see personally, but it is looking much better. I'm starting to see the vision, and yeah, I think there's still some hope to save this. Okay, so I'm going to go in and start coloring the door, adding in some sky details, but instead of adding a sky, I think I'm just going to turn this into a forest background. So I am going over the clouds, but since this is marker, I don't think you'll be able to notice that there used to be clouds there before. I guess that's one of the pros of having a marker, honestly. So I'm just going in and I'm going to be adding in the leaves. These are just some basic trees, your classic cartoon style, and I'm going in and coloring again. When watching this in time lapse, this is really like therapeutic right now. So I'm going in and adding some rocks because something feels lacking, honestly. So I'm just cutting in some rocks that I had pre-traced on the paper, placing them, and I'm going to go in and tape them after darkening the mud. And I'm starting to see it. It starts to look much better. We finally have a nice finished result for a random drawing. Honestly, this exceeded my expectations because at first I did not think it would be that good. See, I can draw better than that, as we can see with sort of like a backseat of a car drawing. This is much better. So, this being a little random and not unplanned, I'm not super upset with it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Seattle.